Hey, good morning, everybody. I know it's been a few days since I've done my last YouTube. Today, Spirit has been just slamming me with a whole bunch of stuff that, to talk to you guys about. And it's been a few days because I've been super, super busy with all this really good stuff that's happening in my life that, it should be happening for all of you. You're going to be moving, dreams and things, great things are happening. Lots really good stuff going on, moving, expanding your businesses, expanding your relationships, your families, your home life. All good things are coming in and are super, super great. In this 2019 year. So, as you can imagine, and it's one thing after the other, very, very quick moving energy. So you really got to stay on top of stuff, right now and throughout the year. And you got to learn that healthy balance. So this YouTube right here is going to talk about what's happening in our realities right now with 2019, February 2019. I just posted a really good channeling on my, Facebook page, on my personal Facebook page. It's been in my email. I do channelings, written channelings in my emails as well. So if you're not on my emails, do get on them. All right. So it talks about, my latest channeling talks about 2019 and the energy of what's going on. And this one here is to let you know what's happening with all these crazy energies. We got this moon energy, this moon energy that we just had this moon event this past, Monday, February 4th, I think it was. So we had that, and the energy of this year is just moving you and pushing you and all of us really, really forward, huge, to make our dreams happen. But in the meantime, if you're not doing your spiritual work and you're not up on your shit, you're going to fall behind with your stuff. Things are going to pile up on you. And that's what this video right here is going to be about. Hold on a second. People are getting in my screen here on my YouTube. Okay, so this video is really going to be about what's actually happening and why what's happening is happening. If you haven't noticed, the energy has been relentless, all right, for 2019, moving really fast, lots of things going on. If you're having a rough time, ask God to acclimate to it in the healthiest, best way from love for you and all. And thank you, God, for that for all of us, in the best way for us and all or something better. And also, you're going to notice people are losing it. They're just being fucking flat out nasty and not nice because their shit is piling up on them. Remember, if you're working from up here, you live in a different love energy space in your heart and working with love energy that is God, whatever level consciously you're doing that at, as long as you're doing that here in Earth World, you're going to be on the path. But it doesn't mean, and your life is going to be better than, let's say, somebody who's living out here in Earth World vibration, all right, and doesn't work from here. So your life is going to be infinitely better, even if you just work with spirit a little bit, or you're just starting on the path. It can't not happen that way, all right, because this year is going to be super rewarding for those of you who work with love energy all the time, or as much as possible as you do. And so it's not just about your soul's destiny subconsciously, it's about working with spirit or love energy consciously as well, okay? So what's happening is people who are stuck in Earth World and Earth World beliefs are getting slammed. It's like slam dunk to the wall. Their bullshit is coming out on them, and we don't wish them any harm. Where their issue comes in is when they direct it to us, to people who are not responsible for their shit, right? Like today, for example, I have so much going on in my life, and I'm sure all of you do, because that's part of 2019. So in this video, again, we're talking about what's happening real life every day right now for all of us to some degree. So the energy is moving really fast. You've got to keep up on stuff. You got to work with spirit all the time if possible, and as much as possible always. Everybody's shit is going to be piling up on them, as well as your dreams are really going to start to happen and manifest. We're acclimating. We are building our foundations for our future, and all of this energy from January to February to 2019 is all pushing us in this direction. But if you don't acclimate and you don't work with spirit and you're in Earth World reality, your stuff is going to be a lot more hard harder to handle, to deal with, to do. And if you don't come up, if you don't keep up on it, it's going to pile up on you, right? It's going to pile. This energy started last year. So we got a little bit more acclimated the end of 2018 and into 2019. And then 2019 came in and the energy was like, whoa, slamming you, right? Because it was very, very powerful energy. It's a number 3 year. That God creation energy is really, really heavy on people. It's incredible energy because it's creation. It's here to create your dreams. So work with it. Work with it. The more you fight it, the more you're going to have a fucking problem, right? Because the more you fight shit and the more you are out of alignment with what your soul's purpose is and out of the purest form of love and your highest heart self and not working with God, you're not in alignment with that, the more difficulty you are going to have here in Earth world. That's what is happening in your general society. If you're not consciously of love energy that is God and consciously of being aware on this journey, then you're going to have a far harder battle. And if you don't do your stuff, if you don't keep up on things like your taxes, your bills, your house, your moving, your family matters, your things, your dreams, anything that comes up, the more you don't keep up on it, the more problems you are going to have, okay? That is the energy we are really experiencing right now. But it's really like people say to me, oh my God, this is terrible. I'm having such a rough time in 2019 sucks. No. This is to push you forward, to make your dreams happen. If they don't light a fucking fire under your ass, it's going to make it that much harder for you to do it. They lit a fire under my ass like a few weeks ago. Tell me, you need to get the fuck out of your house. You've got to live in a bigger house. If you want big dreams, you got to be and live in that house of big dreams, right? So that's for all of us. So when you're being pushed and the energy is pushing you, bring it to source if you don't know what to do, right? So you do know. Ask spirit. Work with that love energy. Ask what you don't know. Ask and you shall receive. All right. The answers will totally come. Okay. All right. So we're talking about this, and we're also going to talk about something me and my sister and my future most probable brother-in-law. Okay. The three of us were sitting down and we were talking about this, her fiance, right? So me and my sister and her fiance were sitting down this morning, and already, it wasn't even noon, and the three of us were experiencing all this crazy bullshit. When I say bullshit, it's other people's stuff. Like we have a pod. I'm having to move out of my house, and we had a pod in the backyard for years, and the pod guy's supposed to come and remove the pod. And so what has happened is he's coming to remove the pod, right? But he calls me up and he's just like an asshole to me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, he's abrasive. He's like yelling at me. He's being like, oh, I'm going to be there in 10 minutes and you better be there. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, hey man, there's a kinder, lovinger way to speak to me. You can be professional and you can come from love with everything that you do, So he was not in that space. And I said, hey, I can be there. I got a crazy schedule. I'm going to come there. And the guy was just a jackass. He's like, well, you're going to have to reschedule and you're going to have to do that. So then I was like, okay, you want to play? I didn't say that to him. I said, okay. Hey, I said, here's the deal. I said, I'll fucking be there. I said, you be there in 10 minutes. And I hung up the fucking phone because it is not my job to put up with people's bullshit in this earth world reality. If they have a problem with their schedule and a problem with their shit or whatever their crap is. Okay. So what he's doing is he may be having a rough day. He's having a hard time acclimating to this earth world energy. He has 1,000,001 problems on his plate. And here he is trying to push them off on me. And you will know, you pick up the phone to call somebody to do something. The best thing to do right now is ask love to speak through you and ask love to handle it, because you're going to be faced with, right, all kinds of problems and issues upon problems and issues. And much of it is not going to be your shit. It's going to be their shit because they're stuck in earth world reality. All right. But if you're not sure what that is, if it's their shit or your stuff or their stuff or whatever word you want to use to call it, you ask source, you bring it to source. Hey man, hey God, is this my stuff? Clear, heal, and change it. And let me know the God's honest truth about what's going on here, how to handle this. What do I do? And in a rush, always just ask God to speak through you from love. Then you'll be less likely to put up with this shit and you create your reality before it happens. Okay. All right. So that happened to me. So basically the guy was abrasive. He was really rough. All he had to do was say, hey, I'm going to be there in 10 minutes. And he said, hey, I couldn't make it in that time. Or in other words, hey, I have to be here. And that's just the schedule that I have. Instead, he's like, we're going to have to reschedule. And this is a problem and all this crap. And he's throwing his shit. He's like slinging his shit at me. I'm like, hey, no, fuck you. I know, except I didn't say that. Okay. In those words, I was like, hey man, I said, I'll fucking be there. And I hung up the phone because I'm not going to listen to his shit. So then I just said, okay, God, take care of this from love, all right, in the best way, and handle this. So then I had to go back to the house because the guy was obnoxious, and then I had my sister's boyfriend handle it, and because he was there, and I had to be on an appointment with a client, right? And I was like, look, man, because it's been crazy. That's the energy of this year, crazy. I'm trying to do an appointment. I'm trying to get rid of the pot. I'm trying to move out of my house. I'm like, oh my God, right? So this is why we got to bring it to source. Ask for balance. Ask to calm down. Ask for clarity. Ask for all the gifts and tools that you need from love to help you through this, because it's going to be a lot, and it has been a lot. And thank you, God, for that for us from love, that we're good to us, free of anxiety, free of stress, that spirit comes through us and handles everything from love. And thank you, God, for that for us. Do you see? Okay. So that said, I noticed that happened with me. And then my sister's boyfriend got on the, he ended up taking care of it, and the pod guy starts attacking him. I have to pick up this pod. I have to deliver it somewhere else. Why? It needs to be clean, or I have to take this back to the shop. He's like, what am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with this? I'm not going to do this, right? And John is like, John's my sister's boyfriend. He's like, what did he say? He's telling us the story, because basically the guy is like, telling John, how is he going to do all this? And he has to drive this back, and the pod's dirty, and this and that. Pod wasn't dirty. We've had it there for 13 years, has some allergy on the side. But here's the deal. It is not our fucking job to do his job. All we needed to do was have him pick it up, get it, and go, right? Not our job, not our shit, okay? So just go with the flow and feel it out, because it's going to be one problem after another in many cases with this energy, because it's going to force you to check your shit, make sure you're on top of everything. Make sure you're doing your spiritual work. But at the same time, ask love to come in and handle it for you, because this is the kind of shit we're going to be dealing with all throughout this whole entire year at certain times, because people's crap or unwellness in their souls is infinite. It is not a bad thing. It is what it is. We all got some kind of crap. And the more we know about working with love energy that is God, and are in the highest heart space within ourselves and connected to that, and do that work with spirit, all right, or love energy, the less crap and unwellness we're going to have here, all right? But as healers and teachers and people who vibe here, we're going to be presented with these situations where people are going to give us a hard time, and we need to know how to handle it. So ask God to handle it from love. And there will be times when you won't believe the shit you say. Like John said, he said, hey man, that's not my fucking problem. Because the truth is, John doesn't work for the pods. John doesn't, it's not John's responsibility to return the pod, to put the pod on the truck and drive it to wherever the guy needs to do. That's the guy's shit. So here he is throwing his shit at John. I got to do this and I got to do that. How am I supposed to do that? It's not my problem. Okay. We called to get the fucking thing. And that's the kind of shit that people are going to be throwing at you. We called to have the pod just removed. Very simple. And then they charged us like fucking $70 for fucking removal. I mean, it's insane, the crap that people are doing. And not that I'm complaining about the prices. It's just people today, they're going to be price gouging and gouging you for money and trying to take advantage of you, because the earth world is being crushed. Whoops. Sorry, just like everybody else, the earth world in this energy, everybody is going through some rough times. So sorry about the fall down on my phone here. So it's more transformation for us. When things fall down, it's transformation. Okay, I know my time is running out. My sister also had a problem with a guy at our work. He was abrasive and nasty. And it was their shit. They don't want to do something that you told them they need to do just for the betterment of the people or the situation from